Hey everyone, Michelle Alexandria coming at you with another video. It's been 2 days. I hit that CinemaCon wall yesterday, and I was just really tired after doing a video for you guys every single day. And the simple fact of the matter is, I didn't have time. I just didn't have time. The last 2 days have been really packed with multiple screenings and multiple screenings and multiple presentations. But I'm back. I'm back, baby. So here this will be my last video from Vegas. After that, I'm gonna take a couple of days to relax, decompress, and then I'll come back and give you an overall probably 1 hour video talking about the best and worst of CinemaCon. But I would be remiss if I did not talk about Paramount Pictures' amazing presentation. I think the other day I said Universal won the show. I spoke too soon. Paramount Pictures actually won the show. They had the best presentation of the week. Although when I do my top 10, I'll probably give the top 3 spots to the 3 studios that actually gave us full screenings of movies. Because at the end of the day, I like to see movies. I don't want to see a bunch of trailers. I want to see the actual movie. And that's what Lionsgate, Warner Brothers, and Disney gave us was 3 full screenings. And I want to always take that over a bunch of presentations to celebrities any day of the week. Maybe that's because I'm spoiled and I've seen these celebrities in person a lot. But yeah. So let's talk about the Paramount presentation. So my boy, I think his name is Chris Harrison, who is now the president of Paramount Pictures. He was formerly the president of Fox, and at CinemaCon, you can always count on him to do something amazing with his opening, with his walk-on music. He doesn't just walk onto the stage like a normal studio head would do. No. He comes with something inventive every year. Like one year, it was Vanilla Ice, where Vanilla Ice came out and performed Ice Age Baby. And I'm sitting there going, I don't get it. What's the connection? And then it was like, oh, Ice Age, the movie. And then basically he was one of the he was one of the members of the dancing troops, and he had on an entire dancing outfit that everyone else was wearing, and he just kind of Vanilla Ice was like, and it turned out to be him. So that was really funny. So he does a lot of stuff like this. This year, I think he probably topped himself because it was basically the presentation started off with a whole dance troupe performing a song from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I forget the name of the song, but it's the song that's in the trailer, and it was so awesome. And then they were dancing to it and showing clips of the TMT movie, and then the troupe stops over by the sewer. And rising out of the sewer is Chris Harrison, the president, with all this smoke, and they lift the sewer thing up, and he rises out of it with all the smoke and everything. And it's the president of Paramount Pictures, and he was and he had the glasses on, he had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mask on, and he was holding a pizza box. So that was classic. That was a great opening. And then it was even funnier because it was actually real pizza. So he was giving slices of pizza to the people in the front row. So that was just fantastic. Give you a big round of applause. Big ups. That was amazing. After that, he goes into a CinemaCon speech, and I love this speech because this speech wasn't the standard browbeat audience speech and browbeat and talk about how streaming is awful and hideous and shouldn't exist. It wasn't that type of speech at all. He was bold enough to actually challenge the theater owners and the rest of the exhibitors that, hey, we have to give you guys good product that will play well to your audiences that are coming to your theaters to see the movie. But at the same time, you theater owners need to improve the theatrical going experience. You can't just blame audiences for staying home and blaming streaming. It's it's a combination of everything, and streaming versus and he went on and say streaming versus the actual, it isn't a zero-sum game. The market is big enough for both to work together and thrive. And it's up to us to come up with new business models and improve the overall experience uh, for the consumer, because at the end of the day, that's who's consuming these products. So I challenge you, theater owners, and I also challenge exhibitors to come up with better and better product, and theater owners to improve their theaters. I was like, yeah, that is what I've been saying all week, and getting into arguments with people about all friendly arguments. But debate, I won't call them arguments, I'll call them debates with people all week. So that was a brilliant speech. And then it was really funny because then he went into this whole thing where he pretty much recited, the bad AMC Nicole Kidman thing. Uh, commercial, AMC commercial, he recited that and he put various spins on it. And then he went he went so far as to say, and the people in this session, they got free pizza because they paid a premium price. And then there's you guys up in the up in the rafters, and then it's some combination of that. And then he finished it up by saying, heartbreak feels so good in a place like this. And the entire crowd was like, yeah, and cheered because he delivered the line so perfectly. And it was just so funny. It was fantastic. Then once he got off the stage, another Paramount executive came out. It's hard to keep track of all these executives because they're all like presidents of some film division, and you're like, wait, how many different film divisions do you people have that you need a president of? Who's the big cheese whiz at these studios? That's what I wanted to know. So anyway, so after all of that, the first executive came out. His name was Rob something, and again he reiterated what Chris said, which is basically, streaming and theatrical can coexist. They don't have to destroy each other. And again, I was like, hey, that is the message I want to hear this week. I don't want to hear that it's either or, and that somehow consumers are bad because, we want to stay home, and people want to stay home and watch stuff in the comfort of their home theater rooms and stuff. So after that, we got news on that there will be a Gladiator sequel, and it's going to actually star Denzel Washington of all people. So that's going to be interesting. And then they also confirmed that there will be another Sonic the Hedgehog movie. The executive did reaffirm that theatrical is a cornerstone of their business. And then they introduced Seth Rogen. And Seth Rogen came out to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he was kind of funny. I love Seth Rogen, actually. I love Seth Rogen. So yeah, I'll watch him in anything. But yeah, he was talking about his love of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that for once he wanted to see turtles that actually have teenagers. And it was a little concerning because it was like all they did was they hired 4 teenagers. He put them in a room and let them riff on each other and recorded that. So I'm like, wait, there wasn't a script or anything in this movie? But yeah, so then he made some really funny jokes about the fact that, wow, I never thought I'd live today to see an executive actually come out of a sewer. Because that's where most Hollywood executives probably belong, is in a sewer. And this is the first time I've actually seen one come out of a sewer. And he was laughing. And it was a pretty funny kind of riff that he had going. So we saw more footage of some more exclusive footage of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was actually an entire scene, basically them talking to April about how the Teenage Mutant, how they could become more popular and not so hated. And then it came up with the idea that maybe if we say more people like April, that people would see us differently. So then they do a little sizzle, the turtles saving people, and they talked about this new villain called the Spider. I think that was his name, the Spider. And the turtles track him down, and they're surprised to find out that he's a mutant. And then they meet Bebop and Rocksteady and the rest of the evil mutants. And then they're so enthralled with the idea that there are other people just like them. And you see them hugging and all this other stuff. And that's kind of where the clip ends. But it was a great clip. I'm kind of down for this movie now. I don't think I'm down to see it on the big screen. But yeah, the clip looked great. I'm looking forward to this movie now. So it sold me. I would give that entire sequence probably an A. That was a great sequence. From the time Seth Rogen came out, told his jokes about the sewer executives, to when they talked about how the movie was made, and we got some exclusive footage. Yeah, that was great. That was really great. The entire segment was probably about 8 or 9 minutes, with about 4 minutes of exclusive footage. So that was amazing. Then we got the head of Nickelodeon animated pictures came out, and she talked a little bit about all the various movies that are coming. She did confirm that there will be an animated Transformers movie coming out called The One, and it's going to start John Henry Taylor, I believe that's his name, as a young Optimus, as a young I forget who the bad guy Decepticon is. And then Chris Hemsworth is going to play the young Optimus Prime, and I just can't see that. But it'll probably be fine once I hear the voice and see it all in action. And then ScarJo is going to also be in this. So Scarlett Johansson is also going to be in this. So sounds like fun. And I've been saying for years Hollywood should do more big blockbuster animated animated movies like Transformers, maybe like a G.I. Joe. Maybe we can get a Star Blazers animated big Hollywood animated film. That would be amazing. So I hope these things are successful, so that maybe we can expand on that a little bit. Then they also confirmed that there's going to be a new SpongeBob movie, called SpongeBob Search for SquarePants, that's coming in 2025. I have never understood the SpongeBob thing. The most I've seen of SpongeBob is maybe those 20-second commercials, and that's all I need to see. I have zero interest in this world. Then this woman is out there for quite a while talking about all the animated stuff they have coming. So there's also going to be an animated Avatar, the last Airbender movie, and that's going to be actually an animated Avatar, the Last Airbender movie, and that movie is going to actually be set within the canon TV animated world. So this actually takes place several years after the series ended. I never actually watched it. My only experience with Avatar is that bad M. Night Shyamalan movie that I walked out of like a half hour or 40 minutes into. One of the few movies I ever walked out of. It was that bad. I may have to revisit because maybe I just wasn't in the mood that night. So yeah, that was awesome. And then after that, we found out there was going to be a Smurf movie. Again, another property I have no affinity for. I never really watched it, never understood its popularity, but that's just me. And it was in my generation. It was huge in my generation, so I should have been into it, but it just wasn't my bag. And it's interesting because Rihanna herself is gonna executive produce this movie, and she's also gonna write into all new original music for the movie, and she's starring in the movie. So that was pretty interesting. And they brought out Rihanna, and Rihanna got a huge CinemaCon pop. I mean, I was like, I didn't realize that Rihanna was that big amongst the theatrical crowd. But yeah, she got a huge pop. She came out. She was definitely looking pregnant, people. She mentioned that she's in a third trimester, and all this other stuff, and that she hopes her kids can enjoy this movie, and that's one of the main reasons why she wanted to do it. That's pretty cool when actors and producers are like, they want to do kids movies primarily so that their kids can actually watch something they're in. So I always love that for some reason. So they did that. After that, there was Patrol, the mighty movie coming in 2023. They showed a trailer, and I gotta say, I'm ashamed to say, I kind of like the trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna watch this nonsense. I'm not gonna watch this until it comes to streaming or something, because I'm just not into uh into animated movies that feature talking animals or talking animals at all. But this looked kind of cool. Taraji P. Henson is the main bad guy. And they lost me when they said Kim Kardashian and her kids are playing the parts. I'm like, come on. I don't have a hatred or I don't feel any kind of way about the Kardashians. I never watched this show. I don't know much about them. I know they get a lot of hate, but hey, you do you. I just don't have any affinity for the Kardashians, but I hate it when celebrities, and I hate nepotism because I'm not a nepo baby. I wish I was. I wish I was. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. But yeah, the movie looked cute. It's basically the Paw Patrol origin story. So if you care about that, that's it. And then we finally got out the animation stuff, and then they talked about Rise of the Beast. It's coming June 9th, and they showed a brand new trailer, which immediately annoyed me because they were like, yeah, and this trailer just dropped. The brand new Transformers trailer just dropped on the internet this morning. It was already the #1 trending trailer on the internet. So here it is for you guys. And I was a little ticked off because that's the one thing that's been driving me nuts about this CinemaCon. One of the main reasons we come to CinemaCon is so that we can see a lot of exclusive stuff that's not going to be shown for like months and months and months, if at all. And everything and nearly half the stuff more than half the stuff they showed was already released online over the previous 3 weeks. And then what wasn't, then they dropped the rest of those trailers like the day after the day of or the day after their presentations. So I was really upset and frustrated and annoyed because I'm like, why did I pay over $2,000 to be here if you're just going to drop out all the trailers and clips online anyway? And I could have done much better, higher quality videos at home than I can here at Caesars. And being at the event. And that was kind of frustrating to me because right now, the only thing we got to see all the celebrities come out and talk about their movies. But personally, I don't care about that stuff unless I'm actually interviewing the celebrities. I would rather see a bunch of exclusive stuff, exclusive footage and movie premieres. That's why I come to CinemaCon. I don't want all that stuff being released online like the day later, right after the presentation, or the next day, or in some cases even before an hour before the presentation. It's nonsense. So anyway, after that, we got what did we get? We got the third trailer for Transformers: The Beast Wars, and this trailer sold me on this. I'm not a huge fan of the Transformers movie, but I'll always watch them and enjoy them for what they are. So I was always planning on seeing the Beast Wars. But yeah, this movie takes place after the events of Bumblebee and is set in 1994. Although Quiet as a Cat, the DMX song that they sung in the trailer actually was released in like 1997. It was Rough Riders, but it's still you can't go wrong with using DMX in your trailers. That's what I always say. And it includes my boy Anthony Ramos, and I love him ever since Hamilton. And actually, I've been a fan of his since In the Heights. So yeah, he's doing this thing. I'm not mad at him. I definitely want to talk to him one day. And just talk his ear off about Broadway. Who cares about his movies? Let's talk Broadway, Anthony. So anyway, yeah. So I'm sold on that movie. Then they came out and talked about how Apple Original Films teamed up with Apple Original. Come on, give it up for Apple. They're doing it up. So Apple teamed Paramount is teaming up with the Apple Original Films to distribute Martin Scorsese's Flowers of the Killer Moon. I don't see how or why this movie costs $300 million. I just don't. But the trailer that they showed for it was amazing. It was a 3-minute trailer, and I was a little skeptical at first. And I should learn never to rule out Martin Scorsese. And yeah, the footage looked amazing. It was basically a couple of shots of Leonard. I was still trying to figure out what it was about. It's basically about a small Indian town in Oklahoma that was sitting on a gold mine of oil. And the town became oil rich, and basically the white man, the evil white man, played by Robert De Niro as the head white man, wanted to convince Leonardo, was trying to take over the town and run those people out so that they could steal their oil and land and all that kind of stuff. So it's basically the same old story about white people whitewashing history, making it seem like they were the good guys, and they're black people, and anyone who weren't white were always poor people and leeches and stuff, when we all own our own land. We all were wealthy at one point until white people came in and just took over everything and stole everything. Because never mind, I'm not going to go there. But that's what the movie is about. In the meantime, Leonardo has a budding romance going with one of the Indian women. She may be a chief of the tribe or something, or a daughter of the chief of the tribe. So the movie looks great. I'm not convinced about the runtime. I have concerns about the runtime and all that kind of stuff. But on paper and on the big screen, it looked really cool. So I would probably go see it in the theater. That's probably one I would definitely see in the theater. After that, Ziggy Marley came out. I had no idea they were making a movie about his father. And the name of the movie is called Bob Marley, One Love, and is basically produced with 100% participation from the family. They're the ones behind this movie, and I don't know anything about Bob Marley's history or anything that he went through. So the trailer really has me intrigued, and I really want to see this movie because it shows his impact on Jamaica, what it was like to be a celebrity in Jamaica, especially when Jamaica had like all this violence and stuff. And it showed how he actually stayed in Jamaica, and he basically had like a mansion in Jamaica, and what influenced his music. So it's a standard biopic, but it looked great. And the guy they cast to play Bob Marley looked and sounded great. So one thing they didn't say is that the guy who's playing Bob Marley is singing his song, is doing his actual singing and stuff. Normally, when they do these kind of biopics and they talk about their CinemaCon, they tell us whether or not the stars are doing their own singing or not. But this time they didn't. But it was kind of cool seeing Ziggy there. I've never seen him in person before, so that was awesome. Then after that, John Krasinski came out, and he has 2 different movies coming out. One is and he has 2 different movies coming out, and there's two new movies coming in the Quiet Place franchise. So the first movie that's going to be out in the Quiet Place franchise is called Quiet Place Day One, and it's set between part 1 and part 2, and tells the story what happened in the first few days of the alien invasion, mainly the first day of the alien invasion, and stars Lupita Nyong'o as the Every Woman, based in New York City. As John said, what happens if you put these monsters in one of the loudest environments in the world, New York City. So he talks a little bit about that, and then they show us an exclusive first clip of A Quiet Place Day One. And it's a great clip because it starts with Lupita Nyong'o sitting on a bus, New York City bus, listening to her headphones, and next thing you know, half she looks up and half the bus is gone. Then you see all these people standing around, and a meteor strikes the middle of New York City, and you see some guy screaming, "Help me, help me," before an alien takes out the place, takes the guy out. So you see a little bit of destruction and a little bit the tone and all the noise in New York City and how the aliens are able to wipe out entire like groups of people at one time. So it's very interesting. I am sold. I want to see this movie. And I'm not a huge fan of the Quiet Place franchise. I'll watch the movies when they come out, but they're not something I'm like, ooh, I gotta see it. But I would definitely watch it and give it a shot. And then, so after the trailer, Krasinski came back out to talk about If, and If is a hybrid live action animated film. Think Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and If stands for imaginary friend. It's going to star Krasinski, Emily Blunt, a whole host of other people, but it's primarily him and Ryan Reynolds, a little guy we may have heard of, as Krasinski said. So it's about this little girl who has the ability to see everyone else's imaginary friends, and she kind of connects them or interact with them. And it tells a story about imaginary friends who are abandoned by their friends once they kind of age out of becoming imaginary friends. And it's a cute concept, though. It's a cute concept, and the movie looks really good. So I'm intrigued. I'm sufficiently intrigued. And then after that, and that movie's coming out May 24th. It's interesting because next year is going to be the year Krasinski, because in March 8th, 2024, you're getting A Quiet Place day one. And then in May 2024, we're getting If. So yeah, that's a good two for Krasinski. Then we're getting, and then after that, the one we were all waiting for, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. But no Tom Cruise. No Tom Cruise. So that was a little disappointing. So no Tom Cruise, but they did give us 20 minutes of Dead Reckoning. And wow, I'm excited for this movie. I really am. Again, I wish I was better at being able to type and look up, or just look up. I can't do that anymore. Plus with my janky hands. I gotta pay attention now and to what I'm doing, because all my fellow journalists are able to kind of like look at the screen and type really fast. And a lot of times they make us shut our computers and phones off when the footage is actually playing. So it amazes me that people have such great memories and stuff, that they can recap an entire trailer for verbatim and even do spoiler recap videos on it. So, but I can't do that. But yeah, I love the trailer. The 20-minute clip showed the rest of, I don't know who the actress's name is, but the rest of the primary actor in Russia or Istanbul or someplace exotic, and they show her escaping. They show a bunch of people chasing her, and actually not her, but actor Tom Cruise is after Ethan, and you get a sense of the global hunt that's on for Ethan. But this woman, she stole a valuable key. And Cruise and a bunch of other people are looking for that key. So that entire sequence leads into a huge extended chase sequence where basically they're stealing police cars. I think they're in Italy, so they're stealing police cars. They're stealing motorcycles, and they steal this little yellow car, and it's basically Tom Cruise and Ethan Hunt doing Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt things, and basically a massive like 10-minute car chase that looks really good. And then the scene ends, and the scene ends, and then they show more a 3-minute trailer after that. So cut together, it was all about like 24 minutes worth of footage, and it looks amazing. So I can't wait to see that movie on the big screen with the communal audience, as it's meant to be seen, where everyone's cheering and gasping at the same time. So yeah, so that was Paramount's presentation. The presentation was an hour and 25 minutes. And that was also funny because Chris Aronson was like, And I guarantee you, our presentation won't be longer than everyone else. It won't be longer than everyone else's. But in that hour 25 minutes, the pacing was great. Everything moved at a brisk pace. We got a lot of good exclusive footage, some nice news drops, and it ended with 20 minutes of Mission Impossible. So yeah, I wasn't expecting much from that presentation, but it delivered. I really enjoyed that presentation a lot. I'm still thinking if it was the best presentation of the week, or if I'm just going to give those top 3 slots to the people that actually showed me 4 movies. But yeah, awesome, awesome job, Paramount. Thank you. Um, and anyway, thank you all for coming on this CinemaCon journey with me all week and hanging out. Got some good traction on videos, got some good comments. So if you like what you saw this week, please hit that like and subscribe button. Just don't expect me to do like movie reviews and movie news every day, because this channel is all about me and my likes and things that I like to do. But I do want to cover movies and TV again. And a lot more. I'm just not one who likes the sausage making, and I don't like the toxicity, anything. So that's one thing you probably never get from me. I'm never going to scream about things being woke and how Disney's bad and everyone else is bad. I like to find the positive in things. I'll criticize what needs to be criticized, but not everything is all bad just because 1 or 2 things is bad. So there's a balance in life, people. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all for rocking out with me. When I get home, I'll do a couple of more videos for CinemaCon, including my likes and dislikes of the week. I think I pretty much sprinkled all of that into all these videos. And I still want to talk about the Disney and Universal ones. My Universal video screwed up yesterday. And I still want to talk about that. And there's some other things I want to talk about. So yeah, look for that. Plus next week, I don't know what I have on tap for next week, but I have some stuff. I have a couple of travel related videos. I have a video on where I talk about my new Samsung S95C, which I bought last month. Loving that TV. So yeah, keep it locked and loaded. And like I said, at some point I will come back. I will start doing a lot more videos and a lot more writing for Eclipse. That's the one thing that I'm kind of mad at myself about, because I really wanted to do write daily recaps for Eclipse, but I got tired of doing these videos. So anyway, check out our website, eclipsemagazine.com. It's going through some changes, and we're going to be getting back at it and getting back into the groove of things pretty soon. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Talk to you guys later.